Hello people of YouTube, Crit Capital back here to give you guys another deck profile. As you see here, we have today Granblue. Due to the Granblue trial deck coming out and the hype that it's getting for set 6, we figured we'd get a deck profile out to you. Plus, it's also my buddy Tim's main clan. So, we figured we'd start with our mains, like I said in our first video, just for the fun of it. As you guys know, our lineup, we start out with the starter and go grade 3 down and then finish with the strides last. So with that, let's get into it. Alright, so as our starter, we have Captain Night Kid. Basically what he does, counterblast 1, move him into the soul. You check the top 10 cards of your deck, choose one from among them, and put it in your drop zone. So for Granblue, who utilizes the drop zone very well, he's very good as a setup. He's pretty consistent most of the time. You find what you need in 10 cards, so he's pretty good. Definitely a very viable starter. Now on to grade 3s. We have Lord of the Seven Seas, Night Mist, played at 1, and Ice Flow Swordsman, Night Snow, played at 1 as well. This is a Legion-based deck, but they are good to play in. They both aim to Granblue very well, so it wouldn't really be much of a minus to play these. So, Night Mist is a break ride. Basically, what he does is when a Granblue unit rides this unit, that unit gets plus 10,000. You choose up to 2 Granblues from your drop zone and call them to rear guard. Those units called get with this effect gets plus 5,000 until the end of the turn. At the end of the turn, retire those units. Plus, when he attacks, if you have 4 or more Granblue rear guards, he gets plus 2. So he's all right to sit on. Basically, makes it really good to ride into because you're setting up columns and filling your field real quick and dropping them back, which is good because it sets up for other Granblue stuff, and also wards off control decks like Kagero, Gear Chronicle. So he's definitely good. You could play it at more than 1, but 1's fine. It's not really much of a minus. And now for Night Snow, he has a limit break. Counterblast 1, choose one of your rear guards and retire it. Choose a card from your drop zone, call it a rear guard, and that unit gets plus 5,000. And this ability cannot be used for the rest of the turn. And then he has a drop zone ability for Counterblast 2, Soul Blast 2. If you have a grade 3 Vanguard, ride this card as stand. So he's good in combination with Night Mist. So if you don't have a grade 3 in your hand, but he's in the drop zone, just Counterblast 2, Soul Blast 2, boom, you just superior break road. And his first limit break ability is good for setting up columns as well. Unfortunately, you have to retire something in the midst of it, but you know what? It's good. It's good, especially if you combo it into everything else the Granblue has. So he's not bad. Another unit played at 1. He's really, for this deck, perfect at 1. Mostly because all you really need to do is just get him into the drop zone. If you really need him, just superior ride. So he's pretty good. Next, on to Legions, which is one of the deck's main focus. We have Young Pirate Noble Peanut Nor, and played at 2, and Witch Doctor of the Dead Sea Negro Bolt played at 4. So this guy right here is the main grade 3 of the deck, but everything else is good. Good starter. For Peanut Nor, what he does is when he legions, you take the top 3 cards of your deck, move it into the drop zone, and then you choose 1 card from your drop zone and call it rear guard. Then he has a secondary ability is when he attacks, you can choose one of your units and retire it, and he gets plus 5,000. So he's good. Pretty much Granblue's basic Legion. So it helps fuel your drop zone, and then you get a free call. And then if you need to set up some power and some columns, just retire one of those units, and they get plus 5. So he's pretty good. And Negro Bolt, what he does is, while he's in Legion, when he attacks, you can Counterblast 1, retire one of your rear guards, and then superior call rear guard, superior call a unit from the drop zone to an open rear guard. So he's good for setting up 4th attacks. Let's see, what does the second ability do? And then when he attacks, if you have another unit in the middle column, which you're always gonna in a Legion, he gets plus 3. So he's a 23k attacking Legion who gets you a 4th attack. So that's really nice. especially if you can set up use another card that Granblue has. You're always going to set up 12k columns and everything. So he's really nice. Played at 4. He's the main focus of the deck. 4 attacks is always nice in any deck, especially for Granblue at the moment, currently. Alright, so moving on to grade 2s. We play 2 Ruin Shade. Just going to say this right now. Don't waste your money currently. He's coming in set 6. He's going to be a rare. You're going to get butt tons of him. Don't waste your money. He's $12 and over. Now that that's out of the way.
It's a her.
Excuse me. Anyway, what she does is when she attacks, you mill the top 2 cards, and she gets plus 2,000. So a good 11k attacking, fuels your drop zone. Pretty standard. Pretty much a must-have in any Granblue deck. But if you don't have her, just wait for Sect 6. She's coming in as a rare rather than a triple rare that's currently $12 and over wherever you look for her. So next we play 2 King Serpents. Basically what they do is when they're placed on rear guard from the drop zone, soul charge 1 and unflipped damage. So good enough for setting up more attacks, more counterblast, and helping out Night Snow in the long run. Then we play 3 Pirate Belle Peanut Blank. What she does is from the drop zone, counterblast 1. When you're Vanguard Legions, you may pay the cost. If you do, call it over to a rear guard. Yes. So that's really good for getting more calls in there. Unfortunately, Granblue has a lot of restrictions when it comes to the superior calling. So the fact that you could just superior call her for just a counterblast while she's in the drop zone when you Legion is like amazing for Granblue. This is a card that they actually really need it. It does suck that they're limited to Legion, but you know, it's a Legion focused deck, so it is very, very good, very essential. Next we play 2 Dragon Corrupt Dragon. What he does is when he's placed on rear guard from the drop zone, he gets plus 3,000. So this is good, especially in combination with Negro Bolt. So you're always setting up 12k attacking columns after you use his first skill. So if they don't get a trigger and they're sitting at 5 damage, you're gonna be swinging with another attack. 12k attacker is gonna hit a Vanguard unless they're at a cross ride, but still very good. And now we play Negro Bolt's mates. 3 Dragon Undead Ghoul Dragon. So what he does is whenever one of your other units is placed on rear guard while he's on the field, he gains an unflip. So whenever he hits a Vanguard, so if you can get in a few superior calls and then swing at the Vanguard, if that attack hits, you're gonna unflip multiple cards. So he's good, basically just to help fuel other things that Granblue does. So definitely a must play. He doesn't require Legion, which is really good. So a must play at 3 or more. One of Granblue's current best cards.
He doesn't unflip, he retires. Read the card.
Okay, my apologies. He retires. So, in a sense, that's also good as aggression. So it gives Granblue a retire mechanic, so they can do a little bit of everything in this deck. They get the superior calls, on flip, soul charges, and getting in some retires is really nice, especially for a clan that doesn't have too much to begin with. Alright, so moving on to grade 1s, we have 2 Dudley Romarios. Basic 8k, very nice, good setting up columns. Not really much more to say about that. Then we play 2 Reef Banshees and 2 Gush Djinns. The Gush Djinn is the Perfect Guard, and the Banshee is the Quintet Wall. You can play it either way. 4 Perfect Guards. You can tech in 1 Reef Banshee. I think it's nice for Granblue, mostly because you're putting 5 more cards into the drop zone. What better thing is there for Granblue than that? You're fueling their biggest mechanic. So 5 cards into the drop zone is pretty much perfect for Granblue, and it still builds up your defense. And then perfect guards are perfect guards. That basic stuff there. Not much else needs to be said for that. Now we play 2 Boatswain's Armin. He's pretty much the grade 1 version of Corrupt Dragon. What he does is when he's placed on rear guard from the drop zone, gets plus 3,000. So it becomes a 10k booster or a 10k attacker if you ever need it. So really nice card. Sets up columns, all that good stuff. And now we have 2 Evil Shades. Basically the Ruin Shade of grade 1. What he does is when you booster Granblue,
Vanguard.
I was going to say that. A Granblue Vanguard, you can mill 2 from the top of your deck, and he gets plus 4,000 to the boost. So another 10k booster, really nice for setting up columns, really nice sitting behind Negro Bolt, making it a 33 attacking Legion. So a really nice card. Play 2 or 3. You don't want to see him more than that. You don't want to play 4 of him, mostly because you need him to boost the Vanguard. So, and if you ever get him in the drop zone, he's good to call. And then we play 3 Sea-Strolling Banshees. This is definitely a must play at 3 or 4. What she does is, when she's placed on rear guard from the drop zone, Soul Blast 1, draw a card. So this is what gives Granblue the rest of that little bit of everything. With this, you can draw a card, you can build hand, which is vital for Granblue. Like, you really need that in Granblue. Needs to be played at 3 or 4. Nothing less. You need that draw mechanic in Granblue. Now on to our triggers. We play 8 crit. Your crits can be pretty standard, but it's nice to play this. Her name is Rough Seas Banshee. What she does is you put her into the soul, draw a card, which is really nice. So basically you could cycle out more cards if you really needed it. Or if she's in the drop zone, you can call her back, put her in the soul, and then draw a card. So it fills your soul and gives you a free card, especially since, Granblue mills a lot. So it's very possible that she's getting in there. So if you ever needed a free draw and you don't have Sea-Strolling Banshee, she's a good another option. So that is 8 crit, 4 draw, not draw, stands, I apologize. Performing Zombie, 4 Performing Zombie stand. What he does is, when this unit is placed in a rear guard, look at the 10 cards from the top of your deck, search up to 1 card among them, put it in your drop zone, and shuffle your deck. So he's basically another Night Kid. Really good, fuels your drop zone. And also, like I've been saying, he's another good option if you need to superior call from the drop zone. The only thing is, he's a 4K booster, so you might want to be a little wary with that. And then 4 heals. Basic, it can be anything. You have the cute little ghost or the nurse, which I don't understand why Granblue needs a nurse, but that's besides the point. Alright, now, on to our strides, which I will say Granblue doesn't have anything spectacular right now. They're getting new strides in the Fighters Collection, Winter, and then they're going to get more strides come set 6. So we just got to be a little patient for that. But we're going to we play the best that you can do right now. So we play currently 3 Pirate King of the Abyss Blue Heart. What he does is a once per turn, Counterblast 1. You choose 2 cards from your drop zone and superior call them to separate occupied rear guards. So, since he's restricted to occupied rear guards, it makes it a little tough, but you can still use that to get in 2 superior calls, to get in the grade 1 who gets +3, or Corrupt Dragon who gets +3. So you can still build columns and everything, get some power in there, but it does suck that he is limited to occupied rear guards, but you know what? You got to do the best you can with it. It's still a pretty good stride considering what Granblue have right now. And then 2 Miracle Element Atmos and 2 Snow Element Blizzard. So what Atmos does is when he attacks, you can Counterblast 1, he gets plus 10,000. A heavy hitting stride, not much needs to be said there. And then for Blizzard, Counterblast 1, choose a unit in your G zone and turn it face up. He gets plus 5,000 for his attack for as many cards you have face up in your G zone. So two heavy hitting strides. You can't really go wrong there. They're very nice to have in. Build some power, Granblue, you know, hit heavy numbers after you stride into blue heart a few times. And then one Ice Prison Hades deity, Cocytus negative. We don't play any Cocytus in this deck, but he looks cool, so we threw him in there. And that's pretty much it on him. So you don't need him. Don't use him if you don't play Cocytus. We just think he's cool looking. So that is it on Granblue, guys. Granblue is a good deck. I can't call it a bad clan. Like, they have a very good mechanic. We're just waiting for more support to give them more of that oomph, because it feels like Bushiroad's a little what's the word for it? Restrictive when it comes to Granblue. Like, they don't really get what they need. They have to call, retire units, call over to occupy rear guards. So we're just waiting to see what Bushiroad's going to give them in set 6. But nonetheless, is still a very fun clan to play. Very good. It can still do work, but we got to see what more is to come for Granblue. Granblue has a lot in store for them. So that is all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we will see you in the next video.